Hello, everyone. Carina from BreakFearFindFreedom. I want to ask you a question about cooking. Do you enjoy cooking? For me, I love cooking. That's one of my things to just lose myself, right? It's such a creative process. It's not just about cooking, right? It's about adding a dash of this, a bit of that, a bit of salt or pepper, or maybe some kind of weird ingredient like chocolate, just because you can. And then the most important thing in all of this is that you have to cook with love, and you have to add that love, because that's what makes the difference ultimately in the dish. And then, of course, preparing it for your beautiful person in your life or people in your life. So on that note, my beautiful guest today, Maria Vlahos, does just that, but she does it with chocolate. Now, as you know, chocolate for me is one of my most favorite things, besides ice cream, but you have chocolate ice cream. But chocolate, and it comes in all different flavors and forms and discoveries and creativities. Anyway, I'm going to stop right there and let Maria take it from here. Hello, Maria. How are you today?
I'm good, Carina. How are you? I'm glad to be back.
I'm good, thank you. And it's so great to have you back again. I know we spoke about 3 months ago or 4 months ago, and there's so many things that have changed in your life, and you've done a few exciting things. So let's chat a bit about the one thing that sticks in my mind the most right now is the competition and that you entered, or you were nominated for, whatever it was. Tell us a bit about that. And I know you didn't win, but sometimes it's not about the winning, right?
It's not. Well, The Greatest Baker was a competition, and this time around, I was entered anonymously about a year or so ago, and I still don't know who entered and nominated me, but that was an interesting time frame, to understanding it and knowing what the process was. So when this round came around with the 2022 competition, I kind of had an idea what was going to be coming up. So it was a long contest. It was like 8 weeks, roughly, 1,600 contestants. It was an online competition, with the prize being $10,000 cash and a 2.5-page spread in their Baker's Bake from Scratch magazine that they have. Unfortunately, I didn't get past the semifinals, but I did make it as a quarterfinalist. So from that, I was pretty proud of. It basically was all voting. You could vote, online, once every 24 hours. So it was a lot, not just from my side, but a lot for me to ask for all of my family and friends that are on Facebook to do, because it does take time. It's clicking the link, and I always had it available for them to go on, to click, to make it as easy as possible. But it does take time from what they're doing. It was during the holidays as well. People were going to be, straight on Facebook, but to get me to the part of where I ended up, I was okay with that. But it was very stressful towards the end of getting from the quarterfinals to the semifinals. Literally seconds, you saw there was like the time clock on there, and the person, it was like a back and forth. It was like a tennis match, back and forth of the timing of when it was ending to get to the next level of it. So not going to lie, I was a little disappointed that I didn't make it. But on the other side, I made it to a different part of more confidence in me, more not being that upset or being upset at all, for that. So it was a learning experience, as everything is. And that's what I try to take a look at with everything that I do. It's a learning experience. How can I make it better if I decide to go through the next time? Pressure is always going to be there, regardless if it's there's no friendly competition, to be quite honest. Everyone wants to win, whichever way you look at it. But my way of winning is more of being more confident in myself, with my product that I have, with any competition that I may be a part of. And this is completely out of my comfort zone of asking people, can you vote for me? Can you vote for me? Can you vote? No one wants to keep hearing that. But I was very thankful and very blessed with those that did vote for me to get me to as far as I did, because I couldn't vote for myself. That's the part of the competition. So it was based on everyone else doing that. So I kind of at one point thought maybe I could anonymously put myself as a different name. But I'm like, no, those always get linked back and they can always get disqualified. And I'd never wanted to get disqualified from anything that if it was meant to be, it would have happened, so, but I'm still happy with that. Thank you for
that's great, because out of all 16,000 or whatever to be in the quarterfinals, wow, that's already a very, it's a great feat, right? And also I think for you, it must have been a big thing to ask. So you must have got easier and easier with the asking for the vote. So that built confidence, right?
Yes.
What did you get out of the competition?
Who I can trust. No, I'm kidding.
Well,
no. I'm just kidding with that. How many? I always want to be the person to help if I can. So being on the flip side of that, that was literally what I was trying to break my fear from, that, because it was something that I never ask. I never do. I'm always want to help. I want to do this, and I'll continue doing that. That's just part of me. That's not going to change. But me doing the asking was a huge change for me. And I'm like, and then I got more confident with that. And then I even brought the time card of, remember when I did this to you for you to help you out? 2 seconds. Let me log on your computer for you, so, but like,
that's huge, right?
Yeah. So
how's it influenced your business now? Because I mean, you've grown that, because that's always the most difficult thing to do, to say, hey, vote, even if it's just vote for me. It's not even like buy my product. It's like, vote for me, please. How did that change your business?
Well, my approach on everything, on how I approach, if I'm with my product, it's like, I know that I have a good product that I make with love, that I, try to be a little bit different and think outside of the box, so to speak, of your traditional chocolates that you've seen and you've grown up with. So I want to have a little twist of my own with that. So just the confidence on that, and I have to be proud of that, of what I am. And I am proud of what I do make, but but there's more avenues with that too. So I need to show I want to win this contest, and it's not just for my company, Chocolates by Maria, but what it does for people. I do I like giving back. So the month of December, part of the proceeds of all of my sales, we're giving to families that have lost loved ones, to help, whatever the amount is, it's just something that there's never going to be enough ways of finding comfort with a lost love, of a loved one in your family. So if my portion of my sales can help with that, it's just more of the advertising from that part of it. That's how I look at it, to help somebody else. Or if I can help a child with having an extra book in their possession, portion of Chocolates by Maria sales would have gone towards giving them the option of holding a book. We take things sometimes a little for granted, that we can just go to the bookstore and pick something up, or a library. Some kids don't have the option for that. Yeah. So making awareness of what I do with my product brings other ties and links to the outcome of the whole circle of chocolates. So
I love that. And it's most appropriate, because chocolates are such like a comfort food, and it's such a beautiful thing. And there are many children that don't have chocolates or haven't experienced that. And even later on in life, a lot of adults, when you speak to people, they didn't experience that. So that is a beautiful thing, that you're going out, and sometimes just doing one little thing, one little chocolate, or one little smile, or one little book, just makes a huge difference, and you can change someone's life. I mean, I know it sounds small, but it's not. So I commend you for that. That's really beautiful. Now, tell me a bit about your creativity, because obviously now with all this newfound confidence after working, and I have to say that I saw how you were very vocal on Facebook, and you were posting more, and your posts were becoming more and more confident. And I was watching that and thinking, wow, this is really cool. I'm loving this growth. And as a side note, I'd like to say as well that I can see the growth here between the first time we did our episode, and I know it was the first one, which is like scary for some, but I mean, how can you be scared with me? Come on.
With you, never, no.
And now with you, it's a total different Maria. You're more relaxed and you're definitely more confident. So I'm loving that as well. So congratulations.
Thank you.
I have to say congratulations for that. And I know it sounds minor, but I mean it. Like, congratulations on that. So the next thing I want to ask you is, with this newfound confidence and all this newfound confidence and all these new things that I'm sure are entering your head, because with confidence comes bravery and all these other things. Tell me a bit about new creations. Have you thought about new creations within your chocolates, or have you just like up-leveled them in some way?
Well, one of the goals that I want to with that is to streamline what I make. And with that, just focus on making something better. And the same thing like onto myself too. So I can be doing 50 million different things, but if I'm not focused on what's important, nothing's going to work.
Yes.
So just basically streamlining, looking at what exactly it is that I want to do, what my realization of how I want the outcome to be. And if I want it to be just to sell chocolates, that's not going to work out right. If I look in the future part of it, and okay, if I do this, what can I help somebody else with, and to to break across the way of others not knowing about my chocolates, to make them be better, for their for their orders or whatever, and also for my own product line. Because I mean, I can just make something and say, oh, here it is. But if the thought process, the love, I'm not a robot, make everything, but sometimes I feel like I am. But everything that I make is made with love and patience, and I don't just put things together. I think quite a bit as to how to approach it. And whoever's placing the order, who are they? What do they like? I'm not just going to make something. If they say put anything together in a basket, I want to make sure I give them something that I know they're going to eat, not just to say, oh, well, I gave you something that you wanted, or you asked for. You just wanted some chocolates, but I'm going to put extra care in that. And if their care is not there, it's basically an empty box in my eyes, even if it's filled.
Yes. And that always makes the difference, because you connect with your people or your clients, and people feel that. So the love is felt. I have to ask you this question in case people missed it. Tell me a bit, why chocolates?
That's a good question. Never really had it growing up because it was expensive. We really didn't have it. If we had company, then we may have had chocolates here and there. But being Greek, a lot of our desserts are, ironically, there's no chocolate with it. It's either a honey or a custard or something to that effect, a cookie, a sugar cookie for that, also. So just to add chocolates. I know a lot of people, I enjoy it. I loved, whenever I had it. But making it cleaner than what is actually out in the stores was also a big thing for me too. So I'm learning as I go with it. So, but chocolate's fun. Oh, I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
So tell me a bit about the future. Like now you're making chocolates, right? But you were talking a bit about the future and about connecting with people. But what do you want to do with this? Do you want to go out and be huge, or do you want to just have that intimate Maria by chocolates connection with your clients?
Well, I do want the name to go further than what it is now, but I like the not controlling part of it, but having one store, one kitchen that is more personal for the orders that are going out. I don't know. I just sometimes when you spread yourself too thin, the effect is not there. The outlook is not there of what somebody initially started with, at least with me. But I do want the name to go across as far, because I've been very thankful that the responses I've been getting back from everyone trying my product is like, I haven't tried this before. And I'm like, well, it's chocolate. How can you not? But every chocolate's different. I know how I prepare it. It's a little bit different than everyone else. But what I really do is when I ordered my 100 pounds of boxes of chocolates that I get, I melt it and I dip it or mold it, however I do it. And that's pretty much it. But no real secret to, that I'm, not trying. But I don't add things to it. You're at the store, it's like they have to make chocolate last for, shelf, reasons. Real chocolate and good chocolate shouldn't last more than 2 months. No more than that. 4 to 6 weeks, 4 to 7 weeks for full freshness. And that's why everything that I do, it's like I try to focus and on the person that's ordering it. So I don't, I'm sorry, I don't know if I answered the question. Hopefully I did answer the question, but.
Okay. I'm going to ask you another question that might have been a bit too broad. Tell me, okay, you probably answered this, but I'm going to put you on the spot again. Okay. Tell me what makes your chocolate special besides the love.
I cater towards the individual that's ordering it.
Okay.
And I always want to add, if I have a little more background detail, it's like a wedding planner. It's like, okay, you want somebody to, okay, you're planning something. What is the outcome that you want? So you ask questions. You want to find out what their goal is, whether they want to just eat something and be done with it, then, they can easily go somewhere else and get it. So if they're coming to me, I want it to be more personable. So I think that's, where I'm actually looking at and how I want the final product to be in their hands, in their possession, in their mouths, enjoying it. It's for their guests because it's a reflection of them too on who they chose because they care what they want and I care what I do. So it's kind of like a link with the whole, you ask what you want, you're going to get the best product that I'm able to deliver. And easily they can go somewhere else, but I don't want that to happen, so I do what I can to make them happy.
I'm going to ask you this question. Have you ever had a client that you fired?
I'm embarrassed to say yes, because it was my mother.
That is funny. Well, maybe no, maybe not. Can you tell me what happened?
Sure. This happened in 2014. I was at the America's Baking and Sweets show here in one of the suburbs in Illinois. And I wanted to make these cups made out of marshmallows and candy canes. And for whatever reason that season, many candy canes were very far and few. So whatever I had, I was in. So my mom's like, "Oh, why are you making that?" So in like literally 15 minutes, I sold like 60 of them. And I still had like 2 days left before the competition was over.
Wow.
Now I had to come home and make for the next day. So she tried to help me. She kept on cracking the mini candy canes. So without the handle for them, because it was like a little marshmallow cup that the final outcome. So she kept breaking them, you know, and I'm like, I couldn't afford that. Yeah, she was my mother. Someone's like, you fired your own mother. I'm like, well, yeah, but I rehired her twice and then I had to fire her again. But I did it out of love because she worked all day and I wanted her to relax before she started literally messing up everything. But she did it from her heart, and I felt bad afterwards. So, but I don't know if that counts. But it's just me doing everything by myself. So many times I even fired myself. I'm like, okay, this is not going to work. But yeah. I would rather fire myself than my mom. But you know what? It happened.
That's funny. I love that. So the worst client you ever had was your mom?
As an employee, yes.
Okay. What about a client?
I'm actually going through something right now that I'm trying to figure out if I want to continue taking their orders, because sometimes they're being a little difficult, and I don't want to name names or anything, you know, but I'm in a situation now because I've known them for many years, and I don't know what to do with that. So that puts a thorn on my side, you know, because I don't want to say no, but they're being very difficult with what they are asking. And it puts me in a really sticky situation. So I'm still trying to figure that out. So
how are you going to deal with it? Sit them down and speak to them, or what are you going to do?
I have spoken to them, and they keep apologizing, but then they keep doing the same thing. So I don't know. I'm in a position that I've never been in before. And I wish that I did not know them. But at the same time, I don't know. It's been real difficult, and I've been thinking about it a lot lately, you know, because I don't want to be that person to say no, but I'm going to have to. But I don't know. Maybe that's when I have to keep switching the hats to entrepreneur, business owner, to friend, and I haven't really designed one hat with both logos on that yet. So.
And maybe you should have just a business owner and friends. Well, when it's business, it's business. When it's friends, it's friends. Maybe you need to just cut that. Just my thoughts. Because when it mixes, then maybe it becomes too muddy and then you can't see, right?
True. Yeah. That's what, yeah. So that's where my situation is right now. Maybe the next, you know, I'll know more of it in a few weeks once everything is done. So we'll see. But hopefully something will change with that. So
yes. And then tell me about your best client.
Oh, wow. My best client. Every time it's like when I see their phone number calling through or texting me, I know exactly what it is that they want. And it's and she says, she's like, you know what I want. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, you just tell me the type of chocolate that you're looking for. She'll tell me that. So I've been very thankful with that. So every time I've seen, and she has, you know, been more than thankful for, because she gives them out to people that she knows that have been having some really hard times. And if I can have that change for somebody that I don't even know, and they're looking for my chocolates, that's like something that I know I'm doing something right, and I want to continue doing that. And
I love that. Sorry, Maria, what were you saying?
I was going to say, when I get messages from her, she doesn't want to send them because she knows I'm always going to send her some extra ones for herself without her orders. And she's like, by the time I lose what I eaten, she goes, now you're resending. I'm like, well, then I don't want to tell her stop ordering. But so I just try to put a few less pieces in her little thank you little bag. So I always give something extra out. So for appreciation.
I love that. And I also wanted to ask you, now that you were saying that, how does it make you feel to think that actually your chocolates you're spreading the love through other people? So it's like almost a ripple effect. How does that make you feel? And does that make a difference in the way you run your business?
Most definitely it does. Recently, the last few months, things have been a bit strenuous on my part on a personal level. So many times I wanted to throw the towel in. I mean, without even hesitation. I would have been hesitated. I would have been upset afterwards had I actually done that. But I keep hearing messages from and reading messages and getting the little cheerleader kind of pep talk from everyone saying, you've helped this person going through something that was not that great in their life. And when I gave them a bag of your chocolates, their face lit up, or positive messages from that. And then even though at times things like that didn't even faze me, because I'm like, you know what, I'm done. This is too much. I can't really handle it. But when I know that it's not because of me, that I'm helping more people, I'm getting these responses from, and it wasn't like I did something knowing that this person, I don't even know these individuals aside from the people that are ordering. And if I can help and make a change and make them feel better, I can't stop, getting negativity from others as well. That plays a huge factor too, that, when you hear the nice comments, but then you hear the not so nice comments, and that kind of, pushes me down too. We're human, no one wants to hear anything negative, but when there's a lot of negativity out there and all of that is thrown at one individual, again, you're like, all right, I'm done. I'm not making the difference that I wanted, not pocketbook wise, but, energy wise for somebody else. But I'm like, no, I'm not going to let them win, because if I stop and quit, that's not me. and I know what I need to do. So, so basically when you find somebody that's like super mean to you or not so pleasant, you want to be extra nice to them, and that annoys them even more. That's, I have to be that person to not annoy them, but to show, hey, your words may help you for whatever you're going through, but they're not going to stop me, because I know what I'm here for. And I know that if I'm making so many people happy with what they are receiving from me, I'm not going to stop that to get into your, unfortunately, negativity that should not be around.
Yes.
I try to remove myself from that if I can.
Yes, I love that. That's the only thing, because you always have negative people, right? You always have someone who says something because they're having a bad day, and it looks like you're a soft target at that moment. So I commend that as well. It's easy to get caught up in it, but to just say, you know what, it's not my stuff, it's your stuff. Love and light, move on. Is really great. And yes, you can't be like the crabs. You know the story of the crabs, when the one crab tries to get out of a bucket, all the other crabs pull them down. So you can't allow that to happen, because you meant it to do what you have to do. And you can't allow others to get into your head and mess your mind up because they're having a bad day.
No, there's one person that I actually follow on one of the portals out there. I found her on Instagram at one point. She had mentioned, she goes, now you go on to have yourself the most amazing day. If you cannot have an amazing day, don't you dare go messing up anyone else's.
Yes, of course.
And that has stuck me. I'm like, it's not that person's fault if I'm having a bad day. So for me to either I remove myself from people until I get myself back into Maria mode, then that's different. But if I'm having a bad day, it's not my neighbor's fault, your fault, anyone's out there, it's mine. I have to deal with it, and me dealing with it is not going to put my negativity into somebody else's, because you don't know what they're going through, so.
Yes. And a lot of times it's blessings anyway, because you look at it, you see the negativity and you think, okay, let me just do some deep diving and see why this is happening or whatever, or how I'm feeling about it, and move on. So That's also good, and it just means growth. So if there is anyone out there who does send you negative vibes or whatever, use it as a blessing and use it to grow within yourself and move forward.
True.
So you won't let anybody down, because it's crazy what's happening, and everyone's having their own stuff, and everyone reacts towards life differently, I guess.
Right.
So that's exciting. So tell me, what's happening? What's the way forward now for Maria?
Oh, wow. I don't know. It's like right now I am just taking it day by day. So it's like, of course, there'll be ups and downs with the chocolate. It's like some busier times than others, but I'm just trying to make up for lost time. I haven't, and this whole, I mean, I was working, at another place for 40 plus hours a week, doing that literally ever since I was in the job market, working, out there working, and me being watching, doing this, the talk by myself on my own time, knowing that, oh wait, I can do it at any time I want. So it's just unfamiliar territory, but exciting at the same time. So I'm trying to find my freedom, so to speak, with that.
I know it.
So I'm enjoying the flexibility, but I know that, I always get down to working like late at night. Sometimes when it's dark out, I'm like, okay, time to work. Maybe because I've been doing it for so long, and I feel like I'm only making chocolates at that time. But it feels like I'm the only one in the world at that point.
Nice.
That I'm just like, okay, because let's just do this. And I don't know. I just think clearer when it's really dark out. Is that weird or not? I don't know.
Yeah. There are people some people like the early morning, like me. I like early morning, like 4 a.m., when it's just, and other people like late. It's just all part of fun. It's what makes us life so beautiful, because we're all so different.
And we can love each other too.
Exactly. That's like so cool. But I have to ask you something now. You were saying that you want to make up for lost time. What does that mean? Besides making chocolates, what does that mean to you?
Well, I'm 52. I shouldn't even say my age, but I'm 52. The first 40 years of my life, I was always doing what I was told to do, basically, following the one path that everyone was following. You do this, you go to school, you do. And I never did anything that I really wanted to do. I mean, I did, but I didn't, if that makes any sense. Yeah. So I'm like, who knows when our time is up? I mean, obviously no one wants the time to be up. It's not our call for that. But I want to make up for lost time of traveling, of doing what I'm able to do now, because you never know, what could happen in a week, a month, a year, and not that I'm expecting anything to happen on the bad side of it, but it's just the experience of life. Traveled, I haven't really been traveling, haven't traveled, just a few places here and there. I've seen everyone else doing their traveling, and it's a wonderful thing, and I want to be part of that wonderful experience as well. One time I even got a passport. The way I received it is the way it expired, empty. But then it was all my doing, it's like I'm the one who shows and chooses and what I want, as a future, with everything for what I want to do. So I just have to focus on what exactly it is that I want to do. If I want to travel, whether it's on a plane or in a car or whatever, I'm going to do that. So.
Okay. So tell me, when's your next adventure?
I don't want to think about it too much because it's not going to happen. So it will be coming up in a few months. Where? I have no idea. But it's going to happen in 2023, that I know for a fact. again, it's like when you plan too much, it does like, oh, then some other things come in the middle of that pushes you further away. And then another 50 years will go by that may or may not go by. I don't know. But I don't know. It will be happening. I don't know when and where, but maybe I'll just go to the airport and say, I want to go there. And then that's it.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Because yes, one of my favorite sayings is it's a Japanese, I think it's a Japanese saying. I don't know, I can't say it in Japanese, but it says, but it's something like man plans or woman plans and God laughs, right? And that's, it's always, I love that because it happens so often, I'll have this like, this week has to go this, and then the one day will just like, this will go wrong, or that will be cancelled, or it rains, or whatever it is. I mean, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. And, I just have to smile. I know it sounds ridiculous and I sound like a crazy person, but there's nothing else you can do because it's like, okay, I'm just going to have to go with the flow today. So I actually like your attitude. And, keep us posted. I want to see. So you want to travel. What other adventures do you want to do?
I never really thought of it, but I just know it's definitely going to be something different that I have not been doing from before. So anything that comes to play, it's, I don't know. I think that's the beauty part. At least that's what if I know exactly what it is that I want to do, it's going to be pushing it back to how I was, and it won't happen. So I think if I just leave it open, that it may actually happen. So
I love that. So tell me a bit, where can people buy your chocolates?
chocolatesbymaria@gmail.com is my email. Website, I am in the process of getting that actually done, and that's one goal that I have to get done. So I am recruiting people to help me. I have to.
Good.
A lot of people, everyone wants to do everything themselves. It's impossible. For me, at least, I'm not a tech person by no means. So I need to get somebody to help me with that, and just give the responsibility. And the part of it is just like letting go of me focusing on what I'm supposed to do, making the chocolates and all the other stuff, get the right people to help me with that. Facebook and Instagram is also another place to send me messages in order to what to get. I have a lot of pictures that are on there as well. So Facebook is Chocolates by Maria, nut free, and my Facebook is my name for that. So
I love that. So anybody who wants to order some chocolates, you know where to go. Now, another thing, and perhaps as you were speaking, I was thinking about, that's always the most difficult thing, is to let go, because you need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I've got to do this. I've got to do this. But there's only so many hours in the day, and you're only one person, right? And there's only so much you can do. And then when the things don't get done, it's like, why didn't I get this done? What is wrong with me? So the thing that the idea that you're getting someone to help you with your website is already a big thing, right? To be able to let that go, let someone help you with your website, and then slowly build a team around Maria so that you have even more free time to go on more adventures. It's a beautiful thing, right?
Yes, at least I try for it to be, I'm thinking of it right now, and I just have to execute it in order for it to really work. Thinking and executing are two different languages right there. But I know that not everyone, everyone has different strengths. I know what my strengths are, but there's a lot of it that I need support with others. So if I want to continue doing something the right way, I have to open other avenues with that, meaning allowing people to help me, not saying, no, I got this, I've got this. No, I don't have it. And me being part of the not wanting to bother people, I have to get not fully out of that area, because I still don't want to bother people, but I want to help people as well if they're looking for employment. I need help, we can work together with that.
Yes.
Somebody knows a better way of doing something, I'm all for it. It doesn't have to be just this way. You got roads out there, it's like you want to get to the final part of it. You can go to the right side, you can go through the left side of the street. Eventually you want to get to where you want to get to. Both sides are going to get you there. So I just have to let go. I'm not a controlling person, but I have to think smart, with not just with chocolates, but with my life too. Life is too short, for me not to do any traveling, or for me to get stressed out on something that all it needed was one phone call to get it fixed. Getting that proudness of, it's mine. I want to have full possession of it.
Yes.
That and I think it's just the growing up part of it that I've seen, with my mom being the only, parent, doing everything herself. And she made everything look so perfect. But of course, down the line, things start, not looking as perfect, So, but once you get the help, and you need to get help with the website, the this or the that, the marketing part of it. Obviously, I have no problem speaking, but saying the right words, and the right approach on everything is key also. So I just have to let go. And I admit that I have to let go. And that's a big step right there, I think.
Well, you know what? At least you're aware of it now. You can just work on it, right?
Yes.
It's baby steps.
It is. I'm work in progress, so it's like every day I'm learning something new, learning what mistakes I made yesterday, not to make it again today or tomorrow or next year or next whatever. But it's learning from life, because that's what it is, right? It's life. And we're all learning to make it better, make it easier. No one said it was going to be super easy, but we learn from mistakes that I've personally made. I will learn from them. I have learned from them. You want to grow to enjoy part of the things too. It's I don't know. I think that's what my goal is. That's what my goal is. So,
and that's a good goal. So just tell us one more time, Maria, why should people buy your chocolates?
Because they're good.
No, that's not. Why? Of course, we know they're good.
Because the care that, I come up with different creations. And even the last couple of days, I was thinking, I'm going to put something new, a little twist to it, to add it, to see if somebody notices. So I don't have a lot of things up my sleeve, but I do have a few tricks that I might be working on. They're sweet tricks in order to do, but just something different. I like surprising people with things that I have made with a new twist. So learning about it, trying to figure out something to make it better, because that's what we all want to do, is just make something better, sweeter, and less complicated. Life is too complicated enough.
So on that note, that's anything else you want to tell us about your chocolates and why people should buy them? Well, order them right now, actually.
We order them right now. chocolates-by-Maria@gmail.com.
On that note, on that beautiful note, thank you, Maria, for being here with me, and thank you. I enjoyed this conversation, and I love the growth and the change in you, and I can see as you're going to grow and grow and grow. And next time we speak, who knows where you'll be? Maybe you'll be sipping a cocktail on the beach of, I don't know, Santorini or something. I don't know. Who knows? And it's beautiful. So thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone else, for being here. And we'll see you next week. And remember to watch the first one that we had with Maria. Remember to order Maria's chocolates. And remember to subscribe and join my newsletter. But we'll see you soon. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye.
Bye, Maria.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.